I'm curious. Tell me about the book since I know it's coming out. Is it along the lines of Larry Burkett and all the writing on budgeting and all that? It seems like it's got to be a much bigger purpose than just manage your money well. What is the punchline that would separate it from the various groups out there that are promoting good financial management?
Yeah, well, I would say the main distinctive is that we don't just talk about your spending and your giving, but we talk about your investing and investing with your charitable capital. So, like you said, there's even various buckets along your charitable capital that some can be invested in that goose that lays the golden egg, the flywheel effect of. So talking about how, and those are new tools that people didn't have at their disposal in the past. And there's so many now kingdom advisors that are certified in this biblical alignment with your money that can also help you think through your financial portfolio. Because again, it'd be very difficult to go through stock by stock to figure out who's doing well in the world and who's not. You don't want to do that. Like even with consumption, it's like, do I really have time to look at the background of every company and see if they have forced labor in their labor supply?
Is
No.
coffee really fair trade? I just want a cup of coffee.
Yeah, yeah. And there may be certifications or ways that there are tools to kind of look and say which consumptive goods are more aligned with your values or others. But I also find that, again, our consumption is a much smaller pocket than our investable capital. And that is where we really should be having the help. And I was concerned when we paid for an advisor that would cost us a lot to do that. And in fact, the opposite. He has saved us money. He's unleashed new money by this tax harvesting so that we can give more away. And it's just been an amazing process. So I encourage people to think that way.
I agree. I mean, I had my testimonial years. I hired a financial manager 20, almost 30 years ago now. And I did it not for all the right motives. I did it because I was tired of stressing over where to invest. So I hired a guy who was a believer and we became great friends. But the fruit of that was what you just described: more investable money, more charitable money, more peace of mind. I'm thinking, why doesn't everybody do this? It just makes so much sense. So if I think about a Larry Burkett or I'm drawing a total blank on the most popular the guy right now, Financial Peace University. Come on, help me out here. Yeah, you're drawing.
Yeah, he's going to. I am like, I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue.
I could see it. Dave Ram did. I knew it. Yeah. That's, by the way, I just turned 70, and I've discovered over the last few years that it will come. It just doesn't come quickly. And I was talking to a physician the other day and told her about this, and she said, "Look, you haven't forgotten it. It's in the filing cabinet. It just takes you longer to find the file." So that when you say I will remember it, you will. It just will take a while. But anyway, the difference, again, in those, I think I'm hearing you guys really chart not a different course, but take the course they were on further, deeper into kingdom implications. They seem to be more about how can I get you out of debt? How can I reduce the stress on your family? All of which is wonderful. But your thinking is really going into deployable capital. Real quickly, I read a book a few years back. I'm sure you've read it, called The Mystery of Capital by Hernando de Soto. Mm-hmm. And his point was the wealth that exists within Central and South America that is unusable. He uses the term, it's not fungible because there's no clear title, but it's there. And Bill, what you were saying earlier, this massive amount, trillions of dollars that might well be not deployable because we can invest it in IBM, we can invest it in Microsoft, but we're not deploying it in kingdom focused companies because we don't know how.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we're not aware. And if we are aware, we don't know how to. Can you guys talk to that? Because Dana, you hit something. I've personally wrestled with this, that, I do want to invest in companies that are aligned with my values and my faith. I do want to buy from companies that are aligned, but okay, which car company is most aligned with my value? You know, that's such a confusing thing. But you guys are taking it somewhere, and I think it's going to have amazing impact on this 99% of the available money to deploy it in the kingdom way. Talk to that a little bit.
Well, one area is in when you're investing in private companies. Okay. So that wouldn't be necessarily the largest part of your investment portfolio, but there are public companies now that are Christian run funds and people who are intentionally thinking about what kind of kingdom values are expressed in the companies that you're investing in. But let's say in the private market, especially with a lot of these businesses' mission, um, I think a lot of people don't understand the joy of feeling like you're part of the building process, right? So you're maybe not the entrepreneur that's building that factory in Kyrgyzstan or wherever, but when you invest with them and you are getting their quarterly report and you're seeing the building go up and you're writing their struggles and you're praying for them and you've heard about new ways that they're engaging the church or the local population, there's just such an amazing feeling of partnership and joy. So I feel like that's one of the areas that Bill and I love the most is we don't feel that far away from people all around the globe because we're so involved in their what they're supposed to be building, and we feel a part of the building because capital is part of the building process. And so I think it's like joining arms with brothers and sisters around the world, very tangibly. So that's one area. Now, of course, you can't have that kind of in-depth relationship with every company you're investing in, but you can pick and choose. And the joy that comes along with that is just so much fun. And when you can do it as a couple, it even ties your mission together, your family mission, more, and bring in the kids. And kids now today want to be part of impactful businesses. They understand that that investment has an impact, and they want to see a positive impact. So
I'm going to jump in and I'm going to call on Bill because Bill's head was going up and down again, and it's very clear that he thinks the same way you guys you both do. But I'm thinking like my daughters both are very kingdom focused in their lives and what they're in the middle of raising their family, but investment wise they would think this way. But they're like the minority, and I'm looking at this new generation come along. My kids are kind of half Gen X, half the millennials, but the new Gen Z generation coming along is the most cause oriented, the most justice oriented in the truest sense. And I was a Vietnam rebel. I lived through all that wonderful stuff, and yeah, I had a cause. I didn't want to go die in jungles of Vietnam, but this is more. This is not about saving my hide. This is about changing the world. I see it this generation, and I'm fearful. Maybe that's not the right word, but I'm concerned that if we, the Christian church, doesn't step up and show them a pathway, that this opportunity will pass us by, and that action for justice will turn into cynicism, and they'll just go the opposite way. If we don't give them a cause, they'll go to a dark cause, and so I think this is a moment in history that is very special.